For the ordinary person untutored in history and geopolitics, the situation unfolding in Syria may seem perplexing. According to the official explanation, the leader of that country, Bashar al-Assad, is a brutal and ruthless dictator who has thus far butchered 500,000 of his own people, who yearn for democracy and freedom. This narrative, carried by all major establishment media outlets, now includes Russia and Iran as accessories. The conflict is hardly a recent development. It began soon after the First World War, when the Ottoman Empire was defeated, allowing France and Britain to colonize and redraw boundaries in the Middle East. Prior to the conclusion of the war, France and Britain secretly drew up the Sykes-Picot Agreement and laid out their spheres of influence, in addition to imposing artificial borders that created tribal and ethnic division and conflict. The British gave preferential treatment to Jewish immigrants inspired by the Zionist movement. In regard to Syria, the Sharett diaries reveal a plan to occupy southern Syria in 1954. Israel insisted an armistice agreement between the two countries no longer existed. Following the Six-Day War in 1967 and the capture of Syria's Golan Heights, Israeli journalist Odin Yanon published A Strategy for Israel in the 1980s, which was translated by Israel Shahak. The publisher of this translation writes the plan operates on two essential premises. To survive, Israel must 1. Become an imperial regional power, and 2. Must effect the division of the whole area into small states by the dissolution of all existing Arab states based on ethnic and religious composition. Now that President Trump has appointed the notorious neocon John Bolton as his national security advisor, we can expect the long-term Israeli plan to break up and balkanize the Arab Middle East to move forward. It can no longer be denied that U.S. foreign policy aligns with that of its nearest and dearest and most handsomely paid client state, Israel. A balkanized and strife-ridden Middle East, South Asia, and Africa guaranteed continued exploitation of natural resources, most prominently oil, but also strategic minerals. Following the collapse of Syria, the U.S. and its Israeli partner will set their targets on Iran, the only nation in the region other than Saudi Arabia able to exercise influence, and because of this, must be destroyed.